The damage and interruptions to business caused by Superstorm Sandy in late October and early November of last year led to many dealer members making a very costly discovery. NJ Car heard from a number of dealers who found out they were underinsured or didn't have appropriate coverages in place to address both the physical problems created by the storm and the prolonged power outages that followed. NJ Car is working with Austin Consulting, a risk management company with more than 30 years of experience dealing with auto dealership insurance issues, to put together a training program that can provide guidance to dealerships and ensure they are properly insured going forward.
Insurance is supposed to be there when a business needs protection from unexpected issues such as natural disasters. But of course, it's not possible or even cost-effective to insure your dealership against every possible risk. Hurricane Sandy caused tremendous damage, but even if you were fortunate enough to be spared physical loss, you faced challenges from widespread power outages that lasted from hours to weeks throughout the Northeast. Many dealers were surprised to find their business interruption coverage did not cover losses from off-premises power failures or down power lines. Though some carriers do offer the coverage, the cost can be high and dealers must evaluate their real risk. Remember, business interruption claims can be evaluated over time. So if no cars can be sold during the disaster, the dealer may be facing only business postponement instead of an actual business interruption if there's been no building damage. Other insurers will pay based solely on the time the dealership is closed. This can be frustrating and confusing for dealers. In New Jersey, there were a variety of insurance horror stories. Some dealers who were in low-risk flood zones did not have flood insurance and were flooded for the first time following Hurricane Sandy. In these low-risk flood areas, flood coverage is not mandatory, but as we saw, it is a real risk. Several dealers who had never experienced prolonged power outages were forced to close for several days, while others lost nearly their entire inventory. Others thought they had the proper insurance in place, but learned of costly exclusions only after the storm.
It is critical that dealers analyze what coverages they currently have in place and determine whether they need to expand or modify what they have to ensure their business is effectively protected going forward.
There are a variety of insurance coverages that dealers are required to carry, and there are coverages that dealers may elect to carry in order to protect themselves even further. These coverages do, however, come with a price and should be evaluated. Insurance is one of the dealership's biggest expenses, and dealers should have a clear understanding of what to expect at the time of a major loss. Because of the widespread damage caused by Hurricane Sandy, New Jersey dealers may soon face coverage restriction that dealers along the Gulf and Southeast coast have been dealing with for some time. We expect to see higher deductibles and even total exclusions for flood damage to vehicles to become commonplace. Carriers may require vehicle evacuation plans to be followed for autos near a flood zone. We also expect to see fewer insurers offering off-premises and overhead power line business interruption coverage. Expect significantly higher premiums from those carriers who still provide these coverages. The prudent dealer should receive in writing a list of any policy changes at renewal and carefully review their policies, especially for exclusion endorsements. Never assume that your renewal policy doesn't have any changes just because nothing was said.
NJ Car will soon be holding a webinar that will educate dealers about what questions they need to ask themselves in order to determine their insurance needs. The presenters will also touch on lessons learned following Hurricane Sandy and how dealers can make sure they are adequately protected in the event of another natural disaster in the future. NJ Car, thought you should know.